set. And they're off. They're racing for the Tattersalls Musidora Stakes Group 3 with this extended mile and a quarter away to a pretty level break. On the inside, Go-Go Boots is handy. On the outside there, the green jacket of Tattycoram. Between them is Whirl. These three going on together, being trapped by Smokin in the pink and green Diabolo, with Miss Tonnerre on her outside, and Serenity Prayer and Oisin Murphy sitting chilly at the back of the field, only about 3.5 to 4 lengths off the speed as they go past the mile start over on the far side of the Knavesmire. So Tattycoram and Hector Crouch leading from Go-Go Boots and Kieran Schumacher. Whirl in the Michael Tabor blue and orange colours, racing on the outside for Ryan Moore. Followed then by Smokin, Ross O'Ryan in the pink and green, the Andrew Rosen colours. Miss Tonnerre and Tom Mark on alongside, and still looking on at the rear is Serenity Prayer as the runners move down the side of the course now. They're about at the halfway point here in the Tattersalls Musidora. Tattycoram cutting it out still. Whirl in second as they begin to turn into the home straight. Then comes Go-Go Boots, who's sitting on the rail, and then followed on the outside by Miss Tonnerre. All travelling nicely at the back of the field. Serenity Prayer in the blue and maroon on the inside. Smokin, they're racing together as the runners come down now the home straight with 3.5 furlongs left to cover, and Whirl has committed. She goes on here for Ryan Moore, and all of a sudden one or two of them are under a drive. Trying to come out there to challenge is Go-Go Boots. Had a bit of a barging match there with Miss Tonnerre as she did so, and got a touch unbalanced. 2 furlongs left to go. Whirl is very much the one to catch here in the Musidora. Go-Go Boots trying. Serenity Prayer is under a bit of pressure as well. She is keeping on though. Then on the inside is Tattycoram, but the bird might have flown here, and it's Whirl who's going further clear in the closing stages. This trial season is turning into a Ballydoyle benefit here as Whirl comes home to win really comfortably. A double for Ryan Moore. Wins by about 5 lengths. In second, Serenity Prayer, Go-Go Boots in third, then Tattycoram, Miss Tonnerre, and last, the favourite Smokin.
Another one in the Tattersalls Musidora. Whirl wins. Well done, Ryan. Straightforward?
Yes. No, she's you know, she had a good run here in the Convivial. Won at Doncaster Leisure Meeting, and then Wayne won a Group 3 run at the back end last year. She kept improving. She had a run back at the Curragh there over a mile, and the step up and trip suited her. She done everything perfect today, done it all beautifully, travelled nice and took me there going well, and found plenty off bridle, and she always in control really. Very straightforward like a filly.
Nice to get on in a share, and he was good, wasn't
he? Yeah, showed a good attitude. Obviously high class form last year, and Kevin was a little bit worried that might just be needed to run, so hopefully he'll build on that and get him back to Ascot then.
Nice big rangy horse, isn't he?
He's, yeah, a big slab of horse, huge horse.
Well done.
Thank you.
That grip of the classic trials. Only Titans. Aidan O'Brien has won the Tattersalls Musidora for just the second time. Third win for Ryan Moore in the race. Whirl is the name of the winner, and she's done it comfortably. Really moved on from her seasonal debut. In second, it was Serenity Prayer, who's run well on just her second lifetime start for Oisin Murphy, and Andrew Balding got ahead of Go-Go Boots, who's also won with some credit. Met some trouble in running for Kieran Schumacher and the Goslins, and there's a further gap back to Tattycoram. It did look as though, as Martin was suggesting, Smokin probably didn't really like the ground that much. She was sort of bobbling about a bit into the straight, and she's hung left behind horses. It'll be interesting to find out from Ross O'Ryan what he thought. But these are the closing stages. This, Mark, is where Whirl moves on, and it's pretty much all over from this point onwards.
It is, yeah. No stopping the Ballydoyle 3-year-olds in the trials. They cleaned up at Chester last week, cleaned up at Lingfield, and this filly's almost, well, she has improved for a step up to 1.25 miles. She was ridden like a stare. She was never out the first 2 or 3 under Ryan Moore's key to get her fairly handy. Big step forward from the run at the Curragh, and once she'd mastered the likes of Go-Go Boots, she strolled clear and won in decisive fashion.
Yes, I'm getting quotes for the Oaks that differ quite markedly, actually. Unibet are more excited, 7-1 from 25. Sky Bet are 14s for the Oaks. Mini Hawk clearly is the second favourite currently for the Connections, the Cheshire Oaks winner. We take it from the start. We can think about those thoughts in a few moments' time. Just ridden along from the gates as the eventual winner, Whirl, in order to hold that prominent position. Kieran Schumacher in the pink or the orange and yellow on the inside is keen to hold the rail position as well, and that means that Tattycoram is stuck out a little wide in the early stages before she gets across.
Yeah, she was. She came from stall 6. She was the widest lot. In the end, she finds herself at the front. She was unable to progress to another level, having won a novice race last time out at Sandown. But Ryan Moore was always pretty handy. Different tactics today on Serenity Prayer, completely different race compared to her novice win at Newbury last time out. She was ridden with a bit more restraint, and then she came home well without really threatening the winner. But yeah, the winner's been ridden like a stare. She's improved for going 1.25 miles, and I think the way she's crossed the line, I think she'll improve again going 1.5 miles.
Yeah, I think you're right. She's also a lot sharper, just generally.
Yeah.
She's turned out a lot sharper. When we saw that run in the Park Express Stakes, where she did look rusty, here she was just much more on her mettle.
Yeah, we saw that last week at Chester when the likes of Lambourne, they improved for the seasonal reappearance, but stepping up in trips clearly made a big difference. There was a bit of a barging match early in the home straight. Miss Tonnerre and Go Boots, they get involved in a bit of a battle. Smoke, and you're thinking she's not going to get a run up the inside, she's going to be trapped in there, but ultimately she wasn't good enough. She doesn't pick up anywhere.
Yeah, I think she's bobbling about as well already, even before you know a gap opens up, and this is the point where there's a bit of barging. There's no run. She's climbing. This is Go Boots. She's just climbing all over the back of Whirl, and ends up pushing Miss Tonnerre a little bit out of the way. And she's climbing on the ground from the looks of things, Go Boots. Either that or she's raw and green, maybe a combination of the two.
Yeah, and just a completely different race to the 2 runs at Lingfield. A big step forward from her novice races. So I think she's run a good race, as has Serenity Prayer. You'd think on that evidence she's going to get 1.5 miles as well. The Dam stayed 1.6 miles, but the winner, once she sets sail for home, she's just in a different league. She got plenty of experience last season, and she just looks the sort of filly who'll get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, she does. She's the winner has come nicely clear. I was mentioning that Minnie Hawk seems to be the #1 representative of the yard at the moment. This is the head-on as well, just to have a look at Go Boots one more time. I'm just thinking she's holding her head sort of slightly upright, but there was a bit of that in her Lingfield win last time as well, when she was. Yeah. I mean, it is only her 3rd run, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, she didn't start racing till early December of last year, so, and it's a totally different kind of race today in terms of the opposition. So I think she's run a good race, as has Serenity Pair. Back to the drawing board with Smoke, and probably on slow ground. But even allowing for their ground, you'd be very disappointed with that performance.
You would, because she was. I don't think there was any stage really in the straight where Ross Orion, and maybe even earlier, was happy with Smoke, and Miss Tonnerre as well has sort of hung under pressure as well. There may be an element, I mean, of some horses not really enjoying the loose ground. Tom Marquand has made a point about it. That can make horses back right off and sort of lose confidence with the surface that they're racing on.
And a lot of horses just don't perform at York for whatever reason. I mean, that's just historical, isn't it? A lot of horses, they don't run well here and then they go somewhere else and then they return to form. But the winner's clearly an improving filly. She didn't have the wow factor of some of those previous winners of the race, the likes of Emily Upjohn. I mean, she's a workman-like sort of filly, but once these O'Brien middle distance horses start winning, they get on a roll. Remember Peeping Fawn a few years ago? She came from nowhere and just didn't stop improving all summer, and this filly could be a similar time.
Yeah, she was unfortunate in the Oaks itself, Peeping Fawn, before going on to win the Irish Oaks. So this is Whirl. Now, that's her 2nd Group 3 success. She looked a lot sharper here today. She enjoyed the step up to the extended 10 furlongs. And just let's have a think about the sort of filly crew that Aidan O'Brien might have for the Oaks. I've mentioned Minnie Hawk already. There's Giselle, of course, who won the 3-runner Lingfield Oaks trial. Lake Victoria, you wouldn't have thought is bred for an Oaks.
You'd be surprised, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised if she went.
Yeah.
I think she'd be kept to 1 mile. Coronation Stakes, you would imagine.
Bally, Slippers and Dreamy, neither of whom we've actually seen so far this season. Dreamy would be bred for the job. It's just whether she's good enough.
The Arcos filly. Giselle was an easy winner on Saturday, but it was small field race, wasn't it? But I think 10 to 1. I think that is a fair price. I mean, she's got a host of entries. She's in a Coronation Stakes and Oaks and a Pretty Polly, but the further she goes, the better she looks to me.
Yes, agreed. I think she's a stayer at the extended 10 furlongs, and typical that she should have all of those entries. Of course, Aidan O'Brien, with his previous Musidora winner, went on to win the Oaks. That was with Snowfall when Frankie Dettori got on board Ryan Moore. This is a third success for him in the race, for him as well, following Snowfall and also Liber Nauticus earlier on. Whirl is the winner of the Musidora.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.